What is up, everybody? It is MrAeroHD here, back with another episode of Drift Quickies. I'm going to try to put these out as often as I can just to get the list done, and then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming. We haven't done anything European, and this is the only thing remotely European on the list, I believe. If I just cross that off. Yep, there's basically only Japanese, American, and Australian cars left. So there is, or here is, I don't know what year it is, but the BMW M4 Forza edition. I ended up picking one of these up in a wheel spin pretty early on in the game. I don't really know how I feel about it. Let's just go over the looks, though. It's hot. It's hot. I like this livery that comes on it. It's very nice. Looks very, like, basic, clean, just anything I'd want in a livery. I like the little M stripes in the back. I like the way this car looks too, like in general, it just looks very nice. Just go to the upgrades. We're actually at the track now just to save some time. Upgrades, again, it's pretty much what you'd expect. No conversions here because of course the wide body comes on here. No aero or anything. The tire is sport, which is weird. There's no option for a race tire on this car. It's sport or nothing. 305s in the back and 275s in the front. And I believe this is an HRE wheel. I don't know what kind it is off the top of my head. It's an HRE S101, which is in the multi-rim piece style subcategory. All race drivetrain, all race platform and handling. Not that there's too much. Here you just have cage and that. Here you just have clutch, transmission, and diff. Power, I believe, is race, 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 stock. Race, race, race. Yep, race. And race. So the only thing I haven't touched is the cams, which is going to give us a grand total of 699 horsepower at 2,800 pounds. This is the tune, and this is where things get kind of normal. I'm like, oh, it's also too different. But here we go. Tire pressure, normal. Gearing, fairly normal. I tweaked 5th, 6th, and 7th. Just make them a bit tighter. If 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, and 1st are all based on the final drive. Alignment, there you go. I have the positive camber taken out just a little bit, and you'll see why in a second. The rest of these are all pretty similar to what they normally would be. And again, a little bit as close as the game will let me get to even anti-roll bars front and rear. Springs, this is where we get into something weird. This car has like the front slammed and the rear raised up all the way. It's like drag car fitment. Not fitment, but you know. But you can't have them even in the front and the rear. So I just have it slammed for the memes. So it's 4.6 and 6.7. It is horrible. So 777 and 634, 7.7, 6.3, 7.7, 6.0. We have all the downforce taken out because there is a front splitter that you can't take off. And my usual sort of braking stuff, and 98 in the rear, or in the front, or in the XL, and 90 in the D-cell. Basically, I've tried my best to get this car to handle not like ass, and as we get into our laps here, it, spoiler alert, kind of handles like ass. This car had this weird camera glitch on it. It does not anymore, thank God, because it was horrible, but it feels so heavy and so lazy and just, whoop, that was all me, and just bad. Like, it's not a bad car per se, and I'm sure you can probably get the regular M4 to work out better, which we'll have to try someday. But this is just the Forza edition. This might be people who want to run the Forza edition for some reason. I think there's a credit bonus or whatever. But it's so depressing how bad this car handles. I tried raising the front all the way, and it really didn't make that much of a difference. So again, I just left the car the way it was because it looked cool. And looking cool is way better than driving good, so, you know. But, I don't know, it just doesn't react quickly. I had to put an extra, I had 666 horsepower in here, and I was like, yeah, that should be plenty for 2,800 pounds. Nope, not for 2,800 pounds on a 305. So we're running 700 horsepower in this car, which is a ton. And it feels like it barely gets the wheels spinning. It feels like a missile almost. But like, this isn't a car that I want to be a missile. The good news is because it's heavy, it's pretty easy to control. You know, every sort of movement is really well telegraphed, and like it, at least to me, has never like snapped in one direction. It's never like all of a sudden gone left when it should have went right. That kind of thing. It's just so sluggish. It's not fun for me. I can see why some people would like this car because it's really, really... It doesn't fight you at all. The only thing that fights you is just like its weight and its girth. And it feels so goddamn heavy to me. And it isn't. That's the thing that fucks with me the most, because like 2,800 pounds is not that heavy. I understand I'm driving cars that are like 26, 25, but like an extra 200 pounds should not completely ruin how a car feels. But this car, man, I tell you, is just so unpleasant for me to drive. Like, I hate it. I pull it out every now and then just because I think it looks cool. And then after like 2 runs, I'm like, okay, no, I don't like this car anymore. So for those who are mad that you don't have it, or, you know, maybe haven't gotten it yet, or I don't know how this car is in drops. I know I for sure got it in a level reward, but it's not worth it as a drift car. Like, maybe use it as something else, but you can't even use it as a race car, really, because you can't use race tires. I don't know. I just don't see the point in this car, to be honest. It really just perplexes me. And maybe it is good, but like just doesn't fit my driving style. But like, I've tried my best to make this car. I just spent like 20 minutes tuning it. I tried my best to make this car handle the way I like it, and I really think it's the ride height that ruins it. I really, really do. I think if it had even ride height, or I could raise the front end a little bit higher than the rear end, it might not be so weird. But everything else, just this car is just like, I just don't like it. Like, I shouldn't have straightened out there. This car has 700 horsepower. I should not have problems spinning the wheels. I understand it's on a 305, but still. I had heavier cars with similar horsepower not have this issue. It just makes me real mad. Makes me real mad. Makes me want to build a regular M4, which is going to have to come sooner or later. Obviously, we're not doing it anytime soon, but we're going to be doing it fairly soon, is what I meant. Like, I really want to build a regular M4, but I don't want to build a regular M4 right after we just did a video on this. But like I said, guys, I wouldn't stress too much about trying to get this car. I'm still going to post the tune because, you know, maybe my tune's just ass. Maybe someone else has this car built and, like, they love it and they think it's the best car in the game, and I'm just shitty and don't know how to tune. But I don't know, it just... There's also something I can't really put my finger on. Like, it's smooth and whatever, and pulls high angle, and does all this thing you want a drift car to do. It just doesn't feel right. It just feels like it's unhappy. It's like, I don't want to be doing this. I'm not happy about doing this. Please stop. Stop this. Feels like you're drifting a GT car almost, but with like regular tires and steering lock. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I really hope I'm weird, because I do like this car, like I said. Like, as an idea, you know. Like, see, that was a good entry of just like... I don't know. I really don't know. It's really hard to put it into words. I really like want to say like, hey, go drive it, so you know what I mean, but also it's not worth trying to find it on the auction house or whatever. And I'm going to keep it just because, you know, it's a Horizon Edition or Forza Edition car, and I should probably keep all those. But compared to like the Maserati and the Camaro and other Forza Edition cars that are in the game, this car really is super passable. But thank you guys for watching. Kind of rushed the video a little bit today just because I really don't like this car. I really didn't have much nice to say about it. But let me know what you think in the comments. We have got a couple more cars coming, and then we're back to, like I said, regular schedule programming. And I'll leave you guys with a lap of this car. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and peace out.